It's 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 27th, 2023, and the sun set a while ago. I'm moving them to the fifth cell of the fourth section. Yes, that's correct. The fifth cell. The grass here is wonderful. The goatweed is shorter. It's only up to my thighs and not past my waist. I'm not like swimming in it. But there's fantastic grass here. Look at this grass. Look at that grass. Amazing grass. A question I get very often from people in real life, not on YouTube, but the question is, do I have to trim the hooves of these cows? And the answer is no. These cows, I do not need to trim the hooves. If I did have a cow that was having problems because of a hoof, I would sell it, get rid of it, and get its genetics out of my herd. These are not cows that I can maintain. I'm trying to show you the hooves. It's dark, so it's hard to see. But these are cows that I do not bring in to a barn. I do not run them through a chute. Probably once or twice in their life, they would go through a chute. And that's probably like when they're weaned. The grass here is just amazing. I'm sorry, it's like up to my knees. Anyway, the point being that these cows are not cows that I work. I rotate them. I give them plenty of fresh pasture, but I don't touch them. So if I did have hoof problems, I would just get rid of the cow because it's not what I need, right? The other thing to consider is that the breed of cows that they're doing for the hoof GP, and you can find videos where he talks about this, those cows are particularly susceptible to foot problems. They're genetics, right? But that's something that the dairy farmers are willing to deal with. It's not a huge expense. It's not a huge trouble because they're constantly working the cows. And so it's just a little added expense, okay, to trim their hooves and stuff like that. The cows are not out on pasture, on dry pasture, I should say. Cows need dry dirt. They're used to arid environments. What's that? There's lots of grass here. Yeah, it's hard to see. Here, you want to take that? Anyway.
Is it hard to see or are you getting old?
Yeah, it's hard to see because it's getting dark.
I see just fine.
Okay, Miss Carrot. Anyway, so the ground here is dry, it's rough, it acts like sandpaper to constantly wear their hooves down. So that's why we don't have problems with hooves. One, we breed it out, and two, we allow them plenty of fresh, dry pasture. And so the majority of their lives, they're on hard ground where their hooves will naturally wear down. Up in the climate that the hoof GP is at, it's very wet. The ground is always wet and muddy. Their hooves really don't have a chance to dry out ever. That's why when he brings them in, they're always caked in mud, right? There's only probably a few days out of the year where they get dry pasture, you know. And then again, they're milk cows, so they have to stay near the milking area. So, yeah, so that's the story on the hooves. If you're wondering whether I do hooves or not, I don't. My philosophy with these cows are going to be, I'm going to be hands off as much as possible. Somebody commented that I can use some kind of oils that I can like spray the backs of the cows. The flies will leave them alone. Yeah, you can see flies on this cow. I'm open to that idea. I just need to know what products to try and how to use it. Probably once every 3 weeks I can run them through a chute when they come to that front part of the pasture. And if I had a sprayer, I can spray them as they go through. This would be a temporary solution until I can find better ways to keep the flies under control. And tree swallows is one of those ways. I just need to get my act together and build the tree swallow houses and put them up at the right time of year so the tree swallows get in there, like Greg Judy does. So that'll be fun to do. This is 21, by the way. Big cow. Big cow. So, yeah, that's another thing I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to look at the next section. I did not want to look at this section. I'm scared of looking at the section, so I'll look at it in the dark. By the way, there's a beautiful streak of orange light in the sky there. It's amazing. Okay, over here it's fantastic and wonderful. No surprises. This part of the pasture was fantastic and wonderful. As I go further to the east, or the west, I'm sorry. Okay, it's starting to dry out. The grass is brown. Oh, there's some good grass out here. Okay, really good grass, amazing grass. That's pretty good. Ooh, this grass is actually doing really well. It's up to my knees. Let's keep going. Ooh, wonderful grass. But it's getting thicker. Wow. Okay, it's drying out a little bit here. I want to find that dry spot. There's still grass here. I see lots of brown ground cover, so dead grass. The goatweed's getting a lot shorter. There's still grass out here. The grass is getting shorter. The goatweed's just up to my knees now. Okay, now the goatweed's below my knees. Oh, it's coming back up again. Goatweed's up to my thighs. Where is this dead spot? There's grass everywhere. Huh. I'll be darned. The goatweed's barely up to my knees here. I will be darned. My goodness, it's a miracle. I'm already to the other side. This is the Arizona part. My goodness. By the time the cows get here in 3.5 days. Wow. Look at that. There's grass here. There's green grass where it was dead just 2.5 weeks ago. And this area still has about 3.5 days to catch up. I think it's going to be just fine, especially given the rain we had recently. This should be plenty fine. See, this is a dead spot here, but you can see little bits of grass growing. I see the sharp tips right there. I'll be darned. Well, I'm quite happy. If this is the worst part of this section, you know, this is the part that I was most worried about. I'll be darned. This is a dead spot here. I can see green grass in there. It's recovered. It's recovered quite nicely. Wow. Now the goatweed's getting thicker and taller. By the way, that full moon is super bright. The camera really doesn't do it justice. Let me try to zoom in. Yeah. Zoom out. Yeah, that camera. I guess the lens are dirty or something, or it's just having a hard time collecting the light. Maybe its ISO was turned way up or whatever. Anyway, yeah. I'll be darned. The grass is really good out there. Can't wait to get out there. 3.5 more days, it should be even more amazing. Goatweed's back up to my waist. The ground feels soft under my feet. Every once in a while I step on a piece of dirt, but most of the time I'm stepping on soft grass. Well, I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy too. Have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.